Mike's Daily Podcast.
Episode 1003. What the hell? I always forget this to do at the beginning of my show to see what episode it is. Hey, you know what? Next month I'll have done 6 years of this show? Isn't that crazy? And the show's called
Mike's Daily Podcast.
episode 1322. 1322. And it's Mike Matthews.
Mike's Daily Podcast.
Here at Café Anyway, located in Podcastro Valley, Mont. I was going to do a show from Podcastro Valley 10, but I didn't want to because I had so much to do at my other weekend job. Boo-hoo. I spent 18 hours over the weekend on my weekend job.
Mike's Daily Podcast.
18 hours. Usually it's about 12, but 18 is pushing it. It's pushing my patience and
Mike's
the fact that
Daily
I get in there
Podcast
on Saturday, trying to sleep in till 7 because usually I get up at 4. And on Saturday, I have to get up. The latest I could get up was 7. And then I had to push everything I usually do on a Saturday into basically an hour and then get to work. And then I got to work, I was maybe 5 minutes late, and I get a text at about 9:20 from my boss, look who just walked in, saying, "Where are you? Why aren't you at work?" I'm like, "What the? I'm here," I text back. And he goes, "Oh, so-and-so's there, and he doesn't see you." And I look everywhere, and I don't see so-and-so. I'm like, "Well, he's not here." He's like, "Well, you said he was there at 9:10, and you weren't there yet." No, I was 5 minutes late. Look who else walked in. All these people walking in while I'm trying to tell my fantastic story. Today, by the way, we're going to hear from Chely Shoehart, Floyd the Floorman, and John Deere the engineer. When I feel like getting to them. I don't know. They're standing there staring at me, so I should probably let them talk.
Hello, Mike Matthews. I don't know what to say. It's Chely Shoehart, the chef supervisor. Bob and I went out this weekend. We had a great Easter.
Oh, that's good. I'm glad you had a great Easter.
But you didn't do your show on Sunday yesterday.
No, I didn't. I was going to do the podcast, but from Podcastro Valleyton, but there was just too much drama. And then last night,
and here's today's podcast picture.
I came up with the podcast picture, and it's this one right here from Half Moon Bay. At least Friday, I was able to take my bald self to Half Moon Bay and hang out with my boxer, Basil the Boxer, and we played on the beach. It was so much fun. And last time we'd gone to the beach, the next day he got really sick, so I was a little bit worried that the next day he'd be sick this time. But he wasn't, he was fine. Yay. So all around a wonderful day. An awesome Good Friday. It was a great Friday. But then the weekend. Oh, so yeah, someone texted me from work saying, "You didn't sign off on this thing." At 10 o'clock at night, they text me. And this guy knows that I go to bed the night, because I gotta get up at 4. I go to bed at 9. So why text me at 10 o'clock? Ugh. So mad. This morning I woke up. Well, luckily I have my phone off at night on Do Not Disturb, which I suggest you do too. Especially if you gotta get to bed. Ideally, I should be in bed by 8. But so I see this text at 4 a.m. when I get up that he had texted me at 10. I felt like texting him right then. "Thanks, I'll drive there right now and sign off. Thanks." But I wasn't a jerk about it. I just complained about it on my podcast instead. This guy's about to leave. By the way, he's not going to be at this job anymore. So he's off to bigger and better things. I wish him all the best. But at least I won't be getting texted at 10 a.m. 10 p.m. by him. Although there are other people that text me at 10 p.m. What is the deal with texting at 10 p.m. is my question. Who does that? Do your best friends call you at 10 p.m. at night? There is a cutoff time, isn't there? But he's a young 20-something, so they don't know these things yet, I guess. I don't know. I'm tired of making excuses for 20-somethings. Which, I was thinking about it. Back in the early 90s when I worked at this other radio station in Thousand Oaks, California, where the lovely Maureen lives. And she always posts these cute pictures of her and her husband and her new baby girl on Instagram. And she posted a beautiful Easter one yesterday. It was so Eastery. And I should thank the young 20-something yesterday for bringing me one of my favorite Easter candies, which would be the Reese's Peanut Butter Cup one. Oh, I love that so much. Although I've heard from many people that, ew, the peanut butter is disgusting because it's not peanut butter at all. Ew. I ate too much one time and now I'm sick of Reese's Peanut Butter Cups. And other ews. And thank you, Jimmy Fallon, for that. But that is the wonderful Maureen. Oh, she distracted me again. Oh, Thousand Oaks. I used to, because I was there in the evening time. It was my first full-time job in radio. And they would say to me, Mike, we're going to bring by a bunch of Boy Scouts, and you're going to have to give them a tour of the radio station. And I hated that because they were so unruly, and their den master person wouldn't control them at all. And then I was thinking about it. Those young kids are now running the country, basically. Running Silicon Valley, because that's who they employ. Are the people that were, they were 7 then, and that was more than 20 years ago. So yeah, they're like early 30s, running all of this Bay Area. So that's how it works, my friend. I love kids now. I don't care how unruly they are. I love them now. I love them like just, grabbing onto the ceiling, just jumping. Isn't that what kids do? They hang from ceilings? I don't know anything about kids, do I? The pooping thing, and I don't care about the pooping thing, because guess who I have to deal with that? Yeah. Oh, human excrement's 10 times worse, but when your dog poops a poop that has a bunch of grass in it, that's not the best thing either, my friend. Just telling you. I don't think babies eat grass, last I heard. But speaking of grass, 420's coming up this week. Wow, we're almost there. That'll be Thursday. It'll be a high Thursday, my friend. Have I ever mentioned this on the show that I have never, ever, ever smoked pot? I think I did eat a cookie once that may have had a little bit in it that was brought to the station because I got really dizzy and fell down and bumped my head. And it was but smoking it, no. And I'll tell you, I probably will never smoke I hate smoking anything. Vaping, maybe I'll do that, but smoking, no, because I grew up with 2 parents that smoked. My mom still smokes. Dad's gone. But Dad actually quit smoking a couple years before he passed away, so. But I will never smoke anything. I don't care if it's pot or the greatest stuff on the planet. I will not smoke crack either. And that's all part of that whole sweeping rule base that I have. With the no smoking. That's just me. I'm not a big into the fans of the only time I'll smoke anything is if I'm sitting by a campfire and the smoke's blowing in my face, which it always does. Oh, I hate that. Go! But who else is here, Chely?
Mike Matthews, other people are here.
Hi, Mike, this is Floyd the Floorman! And this is John Deere, the engineer. Mike, that was a very interesting diatribe. You're welcome. So if you'd like to help out the show, mikesdailypodcast.com. Yesterday, whilst I had 18 hours of work, I also threw in there some time to work on my website. And I finally got the interviews organized, sorta. I have interviews A through D now. There were so many artists that I've interviewed that started with the letter A through D. So you can catch that now on the website, and then I've also organized the rest that I still need to do in interviews 2011 through 2017. But you can hear those past interviews at mikesdailypodcast.com, working on those past links that got unlinked because Dropbox decided to change their rules on stuff. Thank you, Dropbox. You can help out the show through the Amazon link if you buy anything on Amazon. Oh boy, do I wish I had bought stock in Amazon? Sure. Years ago, everybody's using Amazon. Amazon Prime is so big right now. The statistics on how many people have it are insane. And retail is struggling to catch up. Walmart, as I mentioned on a recent show, is trying to do a thing where they'll give you extra discounts if you order online through Walmart, but then you have to go pick it up. But people are too lazy. They're not going to do it, so they go through Amazon instead. So if you are going to shop on Amazon, go through mikesdailypodcast.com first, click on that link, and that helps out the show. And also, there's a PayPal if you'd like to donate and become an Inglorious Mike's Daily Podcaster. You'll get a special personalized MP3 for thee from all the Café Anyway characters. And all the past podcast pictures, too, are at mikesdailypodcast.com. And now we get to the segment called
Live and Loco.
And now we return you to our regularly scheduled program with Mike Matthews.
That's the main selling point for radio stations these days. We're live and local. But this show is live and loco. And look what the Easter Bunny brought for Mustang performance fans. For National Mustang Day, which is today, Ford Motor will celebrate by keeping the 526 horsepower Shelby GT350 and GT350R in production through the 2018 model year. Yay! Yay, more douchemobiles on the road. I hate those douchemobiles. I always get somebody doing something stupid to me on the road in one of those cars. But I may just be overgeneralizing. The cars feature Ford's extraordinarily flat plane crank 5.2 liter V8, an exotic engine that became the most powerful, normally aspirated engine in Ford history when it roared to life in 2015, the birth of the douche. The good news comes as Dodge raised the muscle car wars to an unprecedented level by announcing the 840 horsepower supercharged Hemi-powered Challenger SRT Demon Coupe. This is the golden age of American performance cars. In addition to the GT350 and Demon, Chevrolet offers the 650 HP supercharged Camaro ZL. Yeah, so fat, overweight, 50-somethings, it's time to show off your graying chest hair and drive shirtless in these cars up and down the roads, cutting off people at will. Finally, this story, it's a shorter show than usual. The Google Home, according to International Business Times, is Google Home always listening to me? It's one of the most common questions asked about the voice-activated smart speaker. And people got that Alexa thing. With wary consumers still unsure whether Google is spying on their conversations, it's time to separate the fact from fiction. Google Home is muscling in on Amazon's dominance in the market, meaning there's going to be a whole new audience of people looking cockeyed at the little speaker. Well written, James Billington. I like that sentence. IB Times UK has already busted the privacy myths, or privacy as this is. Oh wait, because we're talking IB Times UK surrounding Amazon's Echo. Now let's set the record straight and help quell any fears over Google's omniscience. It's not eavesdropping. IB Times UK spoke to Google engineers about how it works and what it does with your data. The biggest myth about Google Home is that it's continually recording what you say in the privacy of your own home. While technically its microphone is always on, it's only listening out for the OK Google hot word to activate it. It only records around 2 seconds of audio, discards the snippet, then starts again. Anything that was recorded isn't saved. Or that's what they're telling us. Like the Amazon Echo, the speaker's microphone is constantly listening out for users to say the hot word to activate it, and will display its 4 colored LEDs on the top to let you know it has an ear out. It's not bugging your home like some reports lead you to believe. Or that's what they want us to believe. I agree. It's not bugging your home, they say. You can freely talk about your darkest secrets next to your home without any fear it's setting off any alarms at Google HQ. As we go outside a Café Anyway, we're bringing Mike's Daily Podcast somewhere in Podcaster Valley. Skeptical me. I'm so... my minions, don't you agree? It's not possible. I know, it's not possible. I'm Steve Carell. And I always talk really loud.
Very funny.
Well, I'm done with the show because I've obviously gone way beyond the bounds of what. Next show, I hope you had a great Easter, by the way. My Easter was awesome. My Easter was crammed into... Are we outside? We're outside a Café Anyway. We're bringing Mike's Daily Podcast somewhere in Podcaster Valley. My Easter was crammed into only about 3 hours. Less than that, because of all the work I was doing on my weekend job. But the little Easter bunny came by, bouncing by, and said, "Come with me, Mike." And I went over to Christy and Robert's house, and they were so nice to have me over, and people were starting to leave, and they're like, "Oh, Mike, you showed up late. Were you at work? Were you working all day? Mike, did you get off of work?" That was one question I got. And I wanted to go, "No, I'm still at work. Here's your sign." But I'm not billing involved. And I enjoyed the leftovers, what was left of the amazing spread they had. And Christy sent me home with a bunch of food. Thank you so much, Christy. And got to play with their beautiful, wonderful little pit bull, Winter. Pit bulls aren't bad. You've got to unplug and stop drinking the Kool-Aid of the frickin' television 5 o'clock news. That's always, "Oh, pit bulls are scary." If it's a pit bull story, it leads, man. People are so brainwashed. Pit bulls are wonderful, playful dogs, and they are bad only if their owners make them that way. Period. That should have been a segment of Word of Dog.
The Word of Dog.
But it was not. And then... thank you again to them. And I walked a little bit around their house. They live kind of over on the west side of... That's just so bad of me to try to even do. On the west side of Podcaster Valley, where there is a mountain that separates the valley basically from San Leandro. So I walked up to the top of the mountain there with Basil the boxer, and we looked down over San Leandro, and it's got such a beautiful view from the top of that hill all the way over, but all the way over to San Francisco and across the bay. It just looks so beautiful. But there's so many houses just packed on top of each other, and cars are parked practically on top of each other. I was about ready to see somebody parking a car on top of a car, but it didn't happen because that would have been wrong. And wrong. And so that is how it is on top of that hill in Podcaster Valley. And you'll have a beautiful, beautiful home right next to a trashy trash house with just junk. How far have you left your world, your life, where you just throw your junk on your front yard? In the Bay Area, where space is at a premium. And so you take the crap that you have in your house and you put it on your front lawn? Why? And you just make it look like an eyesore and just depreciate the property values all around you because you're such an idiot? Take it to the thrift store. Take it to the thrift store. Drop it in the thrift bin. Next show, it'll be Benita, the Disgruntled Fiddle Player, and the Brewmaster. Have a wondrous day.
Mike's Daily Podcast is written and produced and performed by Mike Matthews. His podcast is super easy to find. Download or listen to his show and read his blog at mikesdailypodcast.com. Email Mike now at mikesdailypodcast@gmail.com. See you tomorrow. Bye.